What if a single criminal mind could be behind a series of unconnected crimes? This is the intriguing premise of the happy face killers theory. A theory that has been both captivating and chilling true crime enthusiasts for years. The happy face killers theory suggests that a group of serial killers could be orchestrating and executing a string of seemingly unconnected murders across the United States. A suggestion that, if true, would completely redefine our understanding of serial crimes. The name? It's derived from a haunting symbol left behind at crime scenes, a simple, yet eerie, smiley face. This signature, some believe, is the sinister calling card of this alleged group of killers, a symbol of their twisted unity. But as compelling as this theory might be, it's not without its critics. Let's delve into the arguments for and against the happy face killers theory. In January 2017, the city of Pittsburgh was shaken by the sudden disappearance of 23-year-old Dakota James. A graduate student at Duquesne University, Dakota was known for his bright smile and infectious laughter. One cold winter night, after leaving a local bar, Dakota vanished without a trace. His disappearance sparked a massive search operation that lasted 40 days. The search ended tragically when Dakota's body was found in the Ohio River, far from where he was last seen. The circumstances of his death were shrouded in mystery. The official cause of death was ruled as accidental drowning, but not everyone agreed with this conclusion. Some investigators pointed to the presence of a hauntingly familiar symbol near the location where his body was found, a smiley face. This symbol, they argued, was far from coincidental and suggested a link to the happy face killers theory. Those who disagreed pointed out that the smiley face is one of the most common graffiti symbols and its presence could be mere coincidence. The controversy surrounding Dakota's death deepened as details of his final night started to emerge. He was last seen leaving a bar, a detail that fits the pattern associated with the alleged happy face killers. Yet, the lack of struggle or signs of violence led many to question the validity of this connection. The death of Dakota James remains a mystery, and whether it's connected to the happy face killers theory is a question that continues to haunt investigators. This case serves as a chilling reminder of the enigmatic nature of the crimes associated with the theory, and sets the stage for the arguments supporting its validity. Those who support the happy face killers theory point to several intriguing pieces of evidence. Let's dive into the details. Firstly, the recurring theme that pops up in these cases is the haunting symbol of a smiley face. This isn't just a coincidence or a random graffiti tag. The smiley face symbol has been found at numerous crime scenes, seemingly left behind by the killer as a chilling calling card. For instance, take the case of Tushar Atre, a tech executive turned cannabis entrepreneur, brutally kidnapped and murdered at his California home. The investigation revealed the presence of the eerie smiley face symbol etched into a nearby tree, connecting it to the string of killings attributed to the so-called happy face killer. Next, let's consider the geographic distribution of these crimes. Supporters of the theory argue that the widespread nature of these killings suggests a network of killers, rather than a lone wolf. The crimes span across different states and cities, exhibiting an almost strategic pattern. The killer's ability to move across vast distances while leaving behind a trail of similar crimes speaks to a coordinated effort, rather than isolated incidents. Finally, there's the similar modus operandi of the killers to consider. The victims are often young men who were last seen leaving a bar or a party, only to be found dead in a nearby body of water days later. The cause of death is usually drowning, but the circumstances surrounding their deaths are far from typical. There's often no evidence of a struggle or an attempt to escape, suggesting that the victims were incapacitated before being dumped into the water. This pattern of killings, the presence of the smiley face symbol, and the geographic distribution of these crimes form a compelling argument for the existence of a group known as the happy face killers. These elements together create a narrative that is hard to dismiss as mere coincidence. Yet, as with any murder theory, there are skeptics. Despite these seemingly convincing arguments, not everyone is ready to accept the existence of the happy face killers. Critics of the theory argue that the evidence is circumstantial at best, and point out that the smiley face is a common graffiti symbol that can be found almost anywhere. The evidence might seem convincing, but it's not enough to sway everyone. Critics of the theory have their own arguments. Critics of the happy face killers theory argue that the evidence is far from conclusive. They point out three main areas where the theory falls short: the commonality of the smiley face symbol, the lack of concrete links between the killers, and the absence of evidence supporting collaboration among the killers. Starting with the smiley face symbol. It is an icon recognized worldwide, with countless variations. It's found on countless walls, stickers, and even in emails and texts. It's not uncommon to find this symbol in graffiti, which is often present in urban areas where some of these murders took place. The critics argue that the presence of a smiley face near a crime scene could be mere coincidence, rather than a sinister calling card. Next, let's talk about the lack of concrete links between the killers. The theory suggests a network of killers working together across the United States, but there's not much solid evidence to support this. For example, the murder of tech executive Tushar Atre in 2019, which was initially suggested to be linked to the happy face killers, turned out to be a personal crime involving individuals close to Tushar. The investigation revealed complexities in their personal and business relationship, including financial investments and lack of formal agreements. This case, among others, shows that not all crimes with similar patterns are necessarily connected. Finally, the critics argue against the idea of collaboration among the killers. Coordinating such a large number of murders across different states would require a high degree of organization and communication. Critics argue that there's no evidence of such coordination. Additionally, the varied methods of killing, ranging from stabbings to shootings, suggest different perpetrators with different styles, rather than a unified group following a specific modus operandi. So, while the happy face killers theory presents a chilling and captivating narrative, critics maintain that it's not substantiated by hard evidence. They argue that the theory may be an oversimplification of complex, individual crimes that have unique circumstances and motives. In the end, the debate between supporters and critics of the happy face killers theory is intense, reflecting the complex nature of this criminal phenomenon. These counterarguments are not to dismiss the theory entirely, but rather to encourage a more nuanced and evidence-based discussion about the disturbing pattern of unsolved murders. We must continue to question, investigate, and seek the truth in order to bring justice to the victims and their families. In the end, the happy face killers theory is a fascinating yet controversial concept in the field of criminology. It's a theory that has sparked countless debates, fueled by compelling arguments on both sides. On one hand, there's a strong case supporting the theory. Proponents point to the chilling correspondence from the man who called himself the happy face killer, his terrifyingly specific details about the crimes, and the eerie smiley face symbols found at crime scenes. They argue that these elements are too unique, too consistent to be mere coincidence. They also highlight cases like that of tech entrepreneur Tushar Atre, where intimate relationships and close connections were found to play a key role in the crime, mirroring patterns seen in the happy face killers theory. Conversely, critics of the theory argue that it's based more on speculation than solid evidence. They question the credibility of the happy face killer letters and caution against attributing too much significance to the smiley face symbols, which could be random or even a deliberate red herring. They also warn against the danger of confirmation bias, of interpreting facts to fit the theory, rather than the theory fitting the facts. The debate around the happy face killers theory is emblematic of the broader challenges in criminology. It highlights the tension between seeking patterns and making sense of chaos, between the need for closure and the reality of uncertainty. It's a reminder that crime is often complex, messy, and deeply human, resisting our attempts to neatly categorize or explain it. Whether you believe in the happy face killers theory or not, one thing is certain: it offers a chilling insight into the dark corners of criminal psychology. Consider the facts, scrutinize the evidence, and let your curiosity guide you. The realm of true crime is a labyrinth of unanswered questions, and theories like the happy face killers are the keys that may unlock the truth. So, what do you think? Could a group of serial killers really be working together, leaving behind a sinister smiley face as their calling card? Share your thoughts in the comments below.